What's up, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Marie, and over here I discuss all things fragrance. So if you're into smelling good, I would love for you to consider hitting that subscribe button. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of my In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of my favorite rose fragrances. I'm not the biggest fan of rose, what can I say, but I do have some rose in my collection. I feel like rose is just really one of those notes in perfume that you kind of can't get around, because what I've experienced in my fragrance journey is that I found a lot of fragrances that have a rose note in them, and a lot of times you can't really pick up on the rose. I have a ton of those in my collections. But these fragrances that I'm going to be talking to y'all about today, you can totally pick up the rose. They are all about the rose. You can't miss the rose. And I also feel like when I smell a natural rose, it is not very appealing to me. I don't know if you guys experience that as well, but every now and again I will smell a bouquet of roses that's very fragrant. But still, it doesn't remind me necessarily of the rose that I pick up in a lot of perfumes, which kind of makes me feel like the rose could be a little bit synthetic in most fragrances. But that's neither here nor there. I still think that these are some amazing rose fragrances. And you guys know I love to say, like, for me to really enjoy a rose fragrance, it has to hit different. I always say that it has to be something unique and something that I would not ordinarily go for, or something that other people wouldn't ordinarily go for. Like, it has to have a sense of not necessarily weird, but different. Okay, I'm not into the mature, older smelling type of rose fragrances, and I'm definitely not into those girly super feminine type of rose fragrances. My rose fragrances has to be very different, and I feel like the ones that I'm about to talk to you guys about in this video are very different, but they are pretty. Don't get me wrong, the fragrances that I'm going to talk to you guys about in this video are very pretty. They're not necessarily super girly, okay? That's how I would describe them. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Of course, the first one that I have to mention is Parfums de Marly Delina Exclusif, one of my favorite rose fragrances. I always say this is the rose that really put me on. This fragrance really opened the door and just kind of gave me a different feel, different insight when I was testing out and exploring rose fragrances. It just really made me think different about rose, because this is a rose that I feel like is very feminine. It's not uber feminine, it's not like over the top feminine. It just has the right amount of femininity in it. Okay, it smells very pretty, very ladylike, kind of almost like a mature, sophisticated woman. Okay, she's Delina Exclusif is not necessarily giving girly vibes to me. She's giving womanly vibes. Okay, that's why I like this fragrance. Also in here, I'm picking up on the vanilla, I'm picking up on the oud, I'm picking up on some resins in the base, or maybe some incense in the base. It's not smoky, but it does have a slightly incensey vibe to it, which I feel like kind of gives it a little bit of a Middle Eastern feel, in my opinion. But I think this is a gorgeous scent. When I wear this, people mostly smell the vanilla on me. Like, they don't really pick up on that rose, and I'm okay with that. But y'all, when I first got this, I drowned myself in it all the time. Like, the seat belt of my car smelled like Delina forever. Delina Exclusif forever. Now, I don't have the original Delina. I do like it, but I'm leaning more towards the Delina Rose. There's something very heady and overpowering in the original Delina that I just cannot take. So it's, regardless, it's a pretty scent, but I'm leaning more towards the Delina Rose as my next purchase, and hopefully I can get it in a smaller bottle, because at this point I really don't want to get anything too big. Like anything more than a 30 ml is just too much for me at this point in my collection. But I had to mention Miss Delina Exclusif because she's that girl when it comes to rose. Right, we have here Dame Rosa Millesime. This is from the House of Liquids Imaginaires, and this is a really different rose scent. This was a blind buy for me, and when I smelled it, I was like, okay. Now y'all can see I have a sizable little dent here, you know, but it is all the things that I say I want in a rose fragrance. It's different, it's unique. I haven't quite smelled a rose like this before, if I'm being honest with you. This reminds me of a celebration. It reminds me of Sunday Fun Day, because what we have here is pomelo. Pomelo smells like grapefruit to me. So it has a very citrusy opening. There's also champagne in here, and they really bodied that champagne note. I mean, they hit that champagne note spot freaking on, and I am not a lover of champagne. It doesn't smell synthetic, it doesn't smell fake, it smells so realistic. You also pick up the rose in here. It's almost giving me like a dusty type of rose, and as it dries down, I'm picking up a lot of woody notes in this fragrance. So it's a very interesting combination of citrus, rose, woods, and then you have that champagne element that's in Dame Rosa Millesime. Now I haven't tried the original Dame Rosa, but I hear good things about it. But I like this one, I really do. I think it's great for spring and summer, sexy date night, you know, in the fall maybe because of the woody notes. But I think it's a really great rose scent. Again, very different and very unique. Dame Rosa Millesime. Right, next up we have from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and this is Delox. I want to say this was my second, either my first or second Tiziana Terenzi fragrance, and I absolutely love this fragrance. I really do enjoy this fragrance. What we have here is coffee, we have rose, we have iris, we have honey, which is, ooh, chef's kiss. The honey is so good in here. We have some resins, we have some vanilla, and some woody notes. Now the rose in here is giving more of a Turkish rose, and I found out that for me, Turkish rose is very fragrant, okay? And it doesn't smell vintagey at all. It smells like a really deep, rosy type of scent. Almost kind of earthy, almost, what I get from a Turkish rose, but mixed in with the honey and vanilla in here, it's almost giving the rose kind of like a very sweet, almost gourmandish type of feel. I love the coffee in here. It sits at the top, so it's, to me, it's a little fleeting in this fragrance. I get whiffs of it every now and again once the fragrance has really dried down all the way. It's not very prominent in this fragrance. So if you're someone that doesn't care for a coffee note in fragrance, I think you will be okay with this one. If you can tolerate getting whiffs of coffee every now and again. But I think for the most part, what you're going to pick up is the rose, the vanilla, and the honey. This fragrance is warm, it's sweet, it dries down powdery. It is just a really beautiful rose fragrance, and I absolutely love it. I wore it the other week as my scent of the day. I put a little bit behind my neck and maybe a couple of sprays, you know, on each arm. It was perfect. I could smell it all day. This fragrance has a great lasting power. It projects. It's just simply beautiful. I feel like as the day went on, this fragrance just got better to me. It just really did, and I absolutely love it. Again, this is Delox from Tiziana Terenzi. Now, at one point I was going down that whole rose rabbit hole because I was determined to find the rose fragrance that resonated with me. It was between two fragrances that had made it to the top of my list, and that was Rose 31 by Le Labo, and then Rose à la Home by Maison Francis Kirk de Jean. I ended up going with Rose à la Home because I felt like it lasted a little bit longer on me, and also it gave me, it put me in the frame of mind of the rose fragrance from Balenciaga. Is it called? This fragrance really reminds me of Flora Botanica by Balenciaga, but it smells a little bit more elevated, a little bit more expensive, kind of less green and more woodier, if that makes sense. I still think Rose 31 is a good fragrance, but for me, this one was just giving more. In this fragrance, I pick up that beautiful rose. It smells like a rose that just got rained on, and kind of dewy and kind of wet. You get some musk in here. You definitely get the woodiness, the earthiness. It almost kind of has a little bit of an aquatic smell, in my opinion. It's not aquamarine, but it's definitely giving me like a oak moss wet type of smell. And I don't know what it is about that oak moss that I just absolutely love in fragrances. I think it just makes fragrances like very sexy, in my opinion. And this is very sexy to me. Of course, this is targeted for men, but y'all know how it goes. We're women. If you're a woman, honey, you can wear whatever you want. I've been urging you guys to go to the men's department and smell their fragrances, because you will find and you will see that there are several fragrances you would be like, oh, I could totally wear this. And that's how I feel about La Homme à la Rose. I could totally wear it. If you can wear Flora Botanica, you can wear this. If you can wear Rose 31, you could totally wear this, okay? It's just a really beautiful scent, in my opinion. Some people talk trash about the longevity. I don't have that issue. Maybe because I drink more water, maybe because I moisturize my skin. I don't know. But I don't have any issue with the longevity for this fragrance. I think it's top tier. I think the longevity is perfect. I think the projection is perfect. To be honest with you, I can't go in with the sprays on this one because it would be way, way, way too much, in my opinion. But I think La Homme à la Rose is a beautiful scent, especially if you're the type of person that loves more of an earthy, dewy type of rose fragrance. You will like this one. We have Perfumista by Bond number 9. I absolutely love the color of this bottle. It is so gorgeous. Now this is going to be more of an aromatic type of rose scent. It does, in my opinion, have a bit of a Middle Eastern vibe. And when I say that, I mean if you've smelled any Middle Eastern fragrances, they are very aromatic. They are full of saffron, they're full of patchouli, they're full of spicy notes in their fragrances, and this one totally has all of that. This has two type of rose, actually one type of rose and rose water. There's saffron in the top, there's nutmeg, there is artisma, which gives this fragrance like a slight green smell, kind of earthy, kind of like a fougere. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but a slight barbershop type of smell, in my opinion. You definitely pick up the rose. You're going to pick up that patchouli in the base. You're going to pick up musk and amber. So it's warm. But this is a really bombastic fragrance. Very much in your face. Very much a heavy hitter. Definitely don't go in with the sprays on this one. You will choke somebody out. You will choke yourself out, honey. Don't do it, okay? A nice 3 or 4 sprays is all it really takes. You don't need a lot with this one, but I love it because It's loud, it's out there, it's different. I love saffron in fragrances. I think when saffron is added to a fragrance, it just, in my opinion, makes the fragrance super sexy. And I absolutely love saffron. Saffron is very spicy though. You're gonna get it in this baby, okay? You can't miss it. It is, and with the nutmeg too. She's spicy, y'all, okay? She's a spicy rose. She has a kick. Don't let the pretty pink bottle fool you, honey. She will hit you with the 1-2, okay, real quick. I don't really gravitate for it or grab it that much. I feel like I have to be in a certain mood. I feel like it has to be really cold outside for me to enjoy this fragrance, but nonetheless, I think it is one of my favorite rose fragrances in my collection. Again, this is Perfumista Avenue by Bond Number 9. Now, if you like Perfumista Avenue by Bond Number 9, but you find it to be too pricey, you don't want to pay that much for it, I actually got mine from a discount website, so you can find it, you know, cheaper than you would pay for it in department stores. But if you feel like that is too much for you, I highly recommend Kayali's Oudgasm Rose Oud 16. This is a really pretty scent, and for some reason it reminds me a lot of Perfumista Avenue by Bond Number 9. In this fragrance, you're going to get geranium, lemon, pear. In the middle, you're going to get Bulgarian rose, peony. In the base, you're going to get oud, vanilla, and cashmere wood. Very gorgeous rose scent. For it to be an oud scent, I don't pick up a heavy dose of oud in this fragrance, to be honest with you. And for those of you who don't know what oud is, it's like a very expensive old piece of wood that is basically sat up and rotten. And it creates this fragrance. It oozes this fragrance out of it that people love to put in perfumes. And it's very expensive to do this because there's not, believe it or not, there's not a lot of rotten wooded trees around the world, okay? So that's a brief like description of what an oud is, okay? It is a very old piece of wood, right? Sometimes oud can come out smelling a little barnyard, stinky, funky type of oud, and sometimes it can come out smelling like smooth as a baby's bottom, smooth like leather in a brand new car. It just really depends on the type of oud, in my opinion. But in this fragrance, you're getting that brand new leather type of oud, okay? Brand new car leather oud smell. That's what you're getting. Nothing funky, animalic, or anything in the rose oud. And again, it reminds me a little bit of Perfumista Avenue, but a little toned down, okay? Perfumista is a beast. Rose Oud is a pussycat, okay? Very much toned down. But I love this scent, y'all. I wore this in combination with Long Kiss Goodnight by Chris Collins. The best combination ever. Best layering combo ever. But this is a really pretty scent. I pick up the rose in here for sure. And I do like Bulgarian rose. It's not too pinky for me. It's like the right amount of pink. And it's just not an over-the-top heady rose type of fragrance. I think rose is like its own type of floral, to be honest with you. It is a floral, but it's standalone on its own. But again, I don't pick up much of the oud. I do get a vanilla here, and I get a very smooth, soft feel from this fragrance, which I think is from the cashmere wood. But it's a really beautiful scent. I have one in the 10 ml. So again, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on like Perfumista, but you like that DNA, I think you will love the Oudgasm Rose Oud 16 by Kayali. So I have here is Genesis, and this is from the house of Brent. You guys have heard me talk about this particular fragrance before. I want to say this was released last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 2023. It has this Javanol in it, which is kind of like a synthetic type of sandalwood note. So for me, this one is giving a little bit more of that creamy, sweet, creamy vibe that sandalwood often gives. Sandalwood can give out two different things in my opinion, but we're going to stick to what it's giving in this fragrance. And this fragrance is giving a sweet, creamy, woody smell in this fragrance. Of course, you're getting the rose, which is very pretty, very elegant, not all the way mature, but she has a little bit of matureness to her. And you're getting that warm spiciness from the saffron that's sitting in the top. So I actually love this. You guys can get this in a 10 ml. I will put my code on the screen in case you're interested in purchasing from the brand. Brent is a fairly new brand on the perfume scene. They only have 3 fragrances at the current moment in their catalog. They have Genesis, they have Clea, and then they have Bois de Santal. And I absolutely love this brand. Whenever they release something, I get nervous because I have this high expectation, because so far they've hit every mark. Well, they've checked off every box on my list anyway when it comes to fragrances. So I love what they did here with Genesis. This is a beautiful soft rose scent. You can actually wear this one for any occasion. You can even wear it to work. It's so soft and pretty. Like, your coworkers are not gonna say anything to you, because I've worn it to work. No one said anything to me, and I really was nervous about wearing it to work because I'm not supposed to be wearing fragrances to work. But anyway, I do what I want to do. But nobody clocked me, okay? It was great. I enjoyed it. If you're looking for a nice, sweet, creamy, rosy scent, soft dry down, try Genesis from Brent. I think you will enjoy it. If you have it, comment down below. Let us know what you think about it. Okay. Woo, man. Listen, I have talked about this fragrance before on my channel. This is Tony Iommi's Monkey Special. Y'all, you know, it's times when I feel like I'm a big girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can wear whatever, get away with it. Like, I ain't no punk. No fragrances scare me. Like, I'm not afraid of oud. I'm not afraid of spice. I'm not afraid of smoke. I ain't afraid of none of that, okay? But every now and again, I will run across a fragrance that literally kind of shakes me. I'm shook. When I smelled this fragrance for the first time, I was shook. Interesting thing is, I bought a dupe, and it ain't duping. It is, now that I have the original, that dupe doesn't come anywhere close to the real deal. This thing is a beast. When I tell you it is a beast, we have so many notes here. We have rum, we have passion fruit, we have spicy notes like cinnamon, leather, rose. In the base, we have caramel, vanilla, tonka, lavender, sandalwood, musk, and ambergris. Man, it is, this thing is thangin', okay? Ooh, child. This is definitely this fragrance. You cannot overspray this fragrance. You just simply cannot. Since I've had this bottle, I have sprayed this probably twice, just like in the house, so I could see how I feel with it on. And a couple of times I thought about like selling it, letting it go. There's something about this fragrance that I just cannot let go, because it is the type of fragrance that I would normally go for. It is just big. Like, this thing is not a monkey. It is a silverback gorilla. Do you hear me? Have y'all ever seen a silverback gorilla? Yeah, make you boo-boo on yourself, okay? It's that intimidating. It's that intimidating, I promise you. This thing, oh my God, it ain't gonna make you poop your drawers, but it will definitely take some hairs out of your nostrils, okay, and put them on your chest, for real. Because I swear, every time I smell this, I grow 2 or 3 chest hairs just randomly, because this thing is so strong. It is so strong, y'all. There's something very appealing about it. I don't know if it's that booziness, that like sweet kind of dried fruit smell, The leather in here is nice. I don't know what it is. That caramel mixed in with everything just kind of gives it almost like a gourmand feel. I'm telling you, it checks off every box, every last single box, but it scares the hell out of me. It really does. And I ain't never said that about a fragrance, but it really does scare me. But it's beautiful, and it's my very first Xerjoff fragrance. Why? Of course, leave it up to me. For my very first Xerjoff, I picked one of the strongest Xerjoffs out there, okay? Tony Iommi's Monkey Special. It's a gem. It's a gem. I'm not even gonna lie. But you gotta be ready for this one. This is not something I would recommend you blind buy either. No, we don't blind buy this. Get you an authentic decant of this, like a real decant. Don't get a dupe either, because it's not gonna be the same. Find you somewhere where you can get an authentic like sample, like Scent Split or something like that. That's a place that I've been thinking about buying decants from. I know people buy decants from them all the time. I want to say it's called Scent Split, okay? Comment down below if you've ever bought anything from Scent Split. But yeah, try it out before you commit to a full size bottle. That's all I'm saying, because this thing, man, you are not ready. I was not ready. Was not ready at all. Have you seen a silverback gorilla in real life? I mean, honestly, how many people have seen a silverback gorilla in real life? Like I've watched people's videos, like real people that go into the jungles and to study silverback gorillas, and they say when the gorilla sees you, you have to be still. Like you cannot move. And this thing could come up on you and just be like, imagine, okay, this is random, but imagine a big ass gorilla, silverback gorilla, come up on you and you cannot move. Right here in your face. Tell me you're not gonna boo-boo on yourself. Tell me you won't. You gonna pee like a little bit. You may not boo-boo on yourself, but you're definitely gonna pee on yourself. I'm just saying. We have Velvet Bold by Commodity. Some people may call it Velvet Plus. I call it Velvet Bold because you have the green lettering, you have the gold lettering here with the little plus sign at the end, which symbolizes bold. If you don't know, Commodity has 3 different levels of fragrances. They have a personal, expressive, and a bold. You guys always know I'm gonna go with the bold. Hello. The name is very befitting because it smells like a soft, velvety rose, very soft. So in here we have rose petals, we have black amber, almond. In the middle we have musk. In the base we have lavender, patchouli, and amber. This fragrance is warm and sweet. I don't know where the sweetness is coming from because there's no mention of vanilla here, so I don't know where this sweetness is coming from, but it's a nice, pretty, sweet, kind of sugary sweet rose fragrance. And I'm not really picking up on the almond in this fragrance. Maybe that's what's giving it a sweetness, is that almond note. Not really sure, but I do get the musk. I do get the patchouli. The patchouli is very mild here, very much toned down, not in your face, just enough to give this fragrance like a nice kind of dark, mysterious, earthy type of feel, maybe a little green as well. But it is a really beautiful scent. I don't wear it enough. It's really pretty, very sexy. I think it would be great for like a date night type of scent, in my opinion. But this is a really good scent. I do have a code for this as well. I will put the code here. I believe it's Amanda10. I believe it's Amanda10. You're looking for like a more affordable rose, but something very sexy, something with the kind of mysterious come hither feel that kind of draws you in, I would highly recommend Velvet Bold by Commodity. I put your fave on the list, Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper by Kayali. You guys love this fragrance. I remember when I did a top 10 ranking, y'all tried to eat me alive in the comments because I didn't rank Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper high enough. And I did wear this fragrance. I did give it a chance, and my mind has changed about it. It's a really pretty scent. It really is. It definitely has that Middle Eastern touch, that Middle Eastern vibe, which makes sense seeing as though Mona is the princess of Kayali and she's in Dubai. I'm just gonna spray a little bit here on a piece of paper. I wasn't getting much from the nozzle. But when this opens up, of course it opens up bright from the bergamot. Definitely picking up that rose. I'm picking up that vanilla orchid, and usually when there's orchid in a fragrance, I feel like it just gives it an additional sweetness. So there's no vanilla here, but I bet you it's coming from the vanilla orchid because it's very sweet. I do get that spiciness from the saffron. This fragrance is kind of giving me a little boozy touch too. But I'm getting the warmness from the amber. I'm getting that earthy green patchouli. This is a really great scent, and I can see why you guys love it so much. It is really nice. Definitely gonna pull it out and wear it more often. It's not gonna beat out Elixir 11. Elixir 11 has rose in it as well, and I feel like I like that one a little bit more than Pink Pepper, but it doesn't take away from the fact that Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper is a really pretty scent. Love this one. Super affordable, great scent. It's kind of sweet and creamy too. As this is drying down, it's starting to get a little creamy, which I think is from the sandalwood, but this is definitely the type of rose fragrance that I would go for because it's not your ordinary regular type of rose scent. It doesn't have a vintage old-fashioned type of smell to it either. Very modern and up to date. It has a lot of razzle dazzle. So yeah, next time I do a top 10 Kayali fragrances, I would definitely put Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper 25 in the top 5. Alright, so those were my top 10 rose fragrances. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite rose scent is. Maybe I should put my nose on it. If you're into smelling good, you're into fragrances, building a collection, starting a collection, whatever the case may be, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on your notification bells. Also, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. It lets the algorithm know that you guys are enjoying my content, and it pushes my videos out so that others may enjoy it. Thank you so much again for watching. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.